Yo friends, welcome to Next Level Consciousness with Linnea Stella. Today is an exciting day because it is part 1 of the manifestation series, part 1 of 6. And there is another video where I explain an overview of all these steps more on a conceptual level, so if you haven't checked that out, feel free to go and check it out now. However, it's not a prerequisite. You can dive straight into today's video because the intention with these videos is that they are gonna be a lot more hands-on and give you practical tips that you can start to implement today to see a real shift, a real up level of your manifestation skills, and hopefully call in all the things that you desire. So I have over 6 years of experience experimenting with manifesting in different ways, and I have called in some incredible things. And I just want to preface by saying this because if you are in a state where you feel like, it feels like manifesting is working for anyone except for me, I don't know if there is any idea even to try, that I have definitely been there too. And I have been in a state of wanting to control everything in my life and having a lot of anxiety, overthinking, even panic attacks. And to go from that state to just learning how to co-create with the universe, it's the biggest liberation and life turns magical. And I want that to everyone because we are programmed to exist in a state where we just exist and don't fully live. And I am here, like my mission on earth is to change that and to help people come alive, to be fully embodied and empowered and own their manifestation capabilities. Because the truth is that you are constantly manifesting. You have been manifesting your whole life up until this point. And if you haven't seen the results that you would like to see, it is because you haven't done so consciously and you have maybe a block in one of these 6 steps that I am going to go through in each of the videos. So I really highly encourage you. The information is just the first step to change, but to actually go from the information in the video to the implementation, to doing the exercises that I'm giving you. Because I have kept it as simple as possible, yet powerful to manifest the things that you desire. And one of my biggest manifestations happened over 5 years ago now, when I manifested a yoga teacher training in Costa Rica. Completely for free, all expenses paid. I just had to go there. And that was the moment when my view of reality shifted for good. I'm not gonna tell the whole story today, that's for another video. But that's when I realized and fully started to trust that manifesting works, because this was too unbelievable to just happen. It's not like manifesting a free cup of coffee, even though for the universe it's the same mechanism. So I really highly encourage you, if you feel like manifesting hasn't been working, just let your intuition guide you when you have watched all the 6 videos. Which step are you the most blocked on? Or ideally, just do the exercises for all the 6 steps and you will supercharge your manifestation capabilities. With that said, let's start with step 1, today's video, which is clarity. So clarity is pretty self-explanatory. It is getting super clear on the thing that you are calling into your life. And maybe you feel like, but if I don't know what I want, then everything is fine. Why should I search for something if I don't know what I want? But this is for you if you feel like you are unfulfilled in your life and you feel like there is something more and you're just living at a fraction of the capability that you know that you are able to live life on, but you're not really sure about the next step for you. So my history with manifesting, or specifically getting clarity, dates back over 7 years ago when I was on a backpacking trip in Southeast Asia. And at the time being, I was very disconnected from myself. I was not really on my true path. I felt confused. I didn't know what I wanted out of life. And on top of that, I had just had my first dark night of the soul. And I just felt very lost. This was the last night of my trip before going back to Europe and to a job waiting, my first real grown-up job that I did not want to take. But at the time, I hadn't even reflected about that. I felt like I had no choice but to follow the beaten path. So this last night in Bangkok, I was at a hostel, gathering with other people. We had dinner, played cards, did things that humans do at hostels. And then there was this American guy, and he was deep into self-development. He had even written a book. I can't credit him because I don't remember his name. But he said one thing that stuck to me to this day, and that I, back then, had never before reflected upon. And that was, be mindful so that you're not building someone else's dream. And it was a mic drop moment for the me back then, because as I said, I had never thought that far. I was like, what? Someone else's dream? My dream? What is my dream? I don't really know. I'm just gonna finish university, get a job. I had never even reflected upon what was actually my dream. And was that maybe different from the beaten path? As you can see, I now live here in Tulum, Mexico. I am working for myself. I have this YouTube channel. So yeah, a lot of things have happened. We're not gonna cover that in this video. But that moment was the defining moment when I started to open up to this idea that maybe I had a little more power in creating my reality than what I had thought before. Because this is really the default state that we are in as humans. We are constantly seeking guidance from the outside. We are constantly just doing what everyone else expects us to do. Society, the media, our family, friends. And most people aren't really stopping and thinking, hey, what I actually want from life. And the thing that's hard to grasp, or hard to accept, should I say, for the ego, for your mind, is that the clarity that you're seeking on the direction of your life, on your next manifestation, whether this is on a large and general scale or something specific that you're calling in, is that the answer doesn't come from the mind. The answer comes from beyond the mind. So this requires you to be open to step out of the conditioning that says that we need to logic our way through life. Logicking our way through life, according to my experience and that of many other people, just leads to overthinking, worrying, anxiety, and missing out on so much magic and goodness in life. Because your logical mind only takes in between 40 and 60 bits of data per second. Whereas your subconscious mind, that is the portal to your intuition, or the source to your intuition, takes up over 1 billion bits of data per second. So what do you think can support you in making the best decisions? The 40 or 60 bits of data that we have stored in the limited conscious mind, or the wealth of information that is waiting for you in the subconscious mind. And this is what people mean when they say that we have all the answers inside of us already. We do, but they are in the subconscious mind. So that is why the first step to getting clarity is to access your subconscious mind. And the way you do this is by quieting your mind. So I mean, by the mind, I mean that monkey mind, the thoughts. And okay, I don't mean this quieting the mind idea that we can have I need to stop to think. Because just like the heart beats, the mind thinks. That's just natural. It's not about silencing it completely, but it's about silencing it enough for your intuition to speak, for the information from your subconscious mind or your soul, however you choose to see it. But that part of you that goes beyond the mind, that comes from beyond your thinking mind, that is where you will get clarity from. Okay, so that is really the first step, to access that part. And I'm not going to tell you to sit in meditation, although I do it daily. I think it helps a lot to really quiet the mind. But whatever way you can go from this more disorganized brainwave state that most people are in on the daily, where we are like overthinking, we're all over the place, we're quite scattered, into a coherent state of mind. And that we can actually achieve from things like meditation, but also from listening to binaural beats, I think is the name, that creates a more coherent brainwave state, or like a standing wave between your ears. So that, I don't know the exact workings of it, but it really helps your mind to get into a more stable state where you can access the clarity. It can also be to spend time in nature, to go to a yoga class, or for example, one thing I like is non-sleep deep rest. And you can find practice videos on YouTube. You just do it for 10 minutes, and I think it's quite similar to Vipassana meditation. So it's really that you're trained to focus your mind, more having a single-pointed focus. But anything, your practice of choice that helps you to get into a calmer state of mind. So your mind is probably not super happy about it because it wants a logical answer. But this is really the secret to getting clarity, to go beyond the mind. And this thing with disengaging the mind can also be kind of a mindfuck. Because if you want it too much, even if you go into meditation, you're just sitting there like, I'm gonna find clarity. I'm gonna find clarity of the next step in my life or my next big manifestation. I really want to find that clarity. That is gonna block the very clarity you are trying to access. And why is this? It is because the universe is a mirror. So if you are in the energy of I want clarity, I want clarity, I want clarity, what you are gonna see is an echo of that. So the universe will reflect back, yes, you want clarity, you want clarity, you want clarity, but not the clarity that you seek. Then maybe you go a little desperate and you're like, yeah, but where is that clarity? And then the universe is like, yes, where is that clarity? Because it's just trying to guide you back. It's just trying to help you and guiding you back to that part of you that already knows. Now, I'm not going to leave you with that. We are going to satisfy your mind to a small extent, at least, by giving you some questions that you can ponder or that you can journal upon, maybe discuss with someone. I like journaling because I think there is something, or I don't just think, I've heard that science has actually shown, the right kind of science, that there are certain parts of your brain that are activated when you are writing, that are not activated when you are typing, for example, or when you are talking. So that's just a tip for me, to take a paper and pen and actually write. And I have 3 questions for you that you can discuss or that you can think about to get clarity. So let's look at them. So the first question in getting clarity is really tying back to that story I told you in the beginning about the guy that I met in Bangkok, who told me, be mindful that you're not building someone else's dream. So I want you to just take an honest look at your life and ask yourself, whose life have I been building? Or if it's just like you're happy overall, but there's a specific area in life that you're not happy with, for example, relationships or your finances. Okay, whose relationship beliefs have I been copying without thinking about it? Or whose relationship to money have I just copied? That can just be a helpful step in helping you to disengage and discard the things that are not helping you right now, to make space for something new. And then the second question, this can also be really helpful in expanding your mind and receiving more clarity, is to ask yourself, if I had all the time and all the money in the world, what would I be doing? Either in general or in the specific area of life where you are currently looking to manifest. And the last question is, what am I afraid will happen if I actually go all in manifesting this thing into my life? And I like to divide those fears into 2 main groups that can sound quite contradictory. And that is the fear of failure and the fear of success. So the fear of failure is pretty clear. It is, okay, what if I actually go for this? What if I apply for that school? What if I start my YouTube channel and start posting and then I fail? And it doesn't go as planned. And maybe people judge me. Maybe people laugh at me and like, who do they think they are trying to go for this thing? Or maybe you are putting yourself out there, trying to manifest a dream relationship. And you go on dates and it's just not working out the way that you want to. And maybe you are calling in the wrong kind of people and you feel like, oh, why did I do this? I'm just failing anyhow. So that can be one fear that comes up. The other, the fear of success, is a little more insidious. I would say. Because this is, okay, what if it actually works out? What if I actually get into that school that I'm applying to, or that program? What if I manifest my soulmate, my dream partner into my life? Then there might be a part of you, more likely than not, that is afraid of the change that will cause in your life. So for example, maybe you get into a school or a program and then you need to move, and then you are afraid that you will lose touch with your friends and maybe lose touch with your family, whatever it may be. Maybe you are afraid that, oh, what if you want to manifest $10 million and you actually manifest that? And then people will maybe get jealous. Maybe people will try to rob you, try to get the money from you. So that can be a part of the fear of success. Or if your YouTube channel is going very well, that maybe means that you will, I don't know what you're afraid of, but maybe you will get haters. Maybe you feel like you need to be a certain way because now all of a sudden people are looking up to you. So get really clear on what am I actually afraid of, both when it comes to failure and success. And remember, I can do a whole video about the fear of failure. I also have one of my past videos that you can look at about the fear of failure. But failure doesn't exist in spiritual truth. It's just a human construction. So I hope that those 3 journaling prompts or questions could help you to get a little more clarity. And remember, when it comes to all aspects of manifesting in all the 6 videos that we are going to cover, be playful. Don't take it too seriously. So just being this energy of, well, let's see what happens if I do these questions. Because maybe you would just get like a tiny, tiny little piece of information that will have a transformative effect on your life. But you don't see it as a moment. So try to lower your expectations and don't be like, oh, I need this big answer instantly. Because then you are going to be in this energy of blocking the manifestations because you want it too much. So just be in a playful energy, have fun with it, and that was all for today's video. So the next video tomorrow, we are going to talk about beliefs, so you don't want to miss this. And if you got any value from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I see you in the next one.